Lately, I had this realization that there's a problem with self improvement in general, uh, and specifically self improvement content and advice. Uh, the problem is not in the people that give it, although that's a completely different topic. Mm, What I mean is that there's a problem in people that take this advice and try to implement that into their own lives. And the problem I see is the problem that I also had and I also saw in many other people as well. And if you're watching this, you also probably felt like this as well. Is that you are seeking like a handheld guidance towards living a better life or becoming a better man or becoming a better version of yourself. And that's a problem. And I'll explain why that is a problem in my opinion, right? And I'll speak from personal experience. When I was starting off my self improvement journey, I was a fucking house dwelling video gamer, okay? Um, and then I started watching some self improvement channels, some improvement influencers that change your mind about stuff like your usual Jordan Petersons and whatever. And that kind of got me out of that like years of rut that I was in and actually made me decide to improve my life. But I realized as well, but I couldn't realize back then, I was too dependent on self improvement content in order for me to actually make progress. And that is an issue. The reason that is an issue is because you're living your own life, okay? Your circumstances, the context, and the struggles that you go through are different. And to implement a generalized advice into your own life is it's going to give you some results, but it probably won't give you the results that you seek personally that is aligned with your goals. And many people I've seen, they uh, they have this kind of like a, how would you call it, father son. It's not even father son, more like a sugar daddy relationship with self improvement content or self improvement sphere in general, where they watch the self improvement content, they learn something new, they implement it, and then that implementation works, and then they're seeking new and newer ways of learning stuff through content as well. And the problem I see in that is it's going to, or at least in my opinion, it does take away some of that individuality that you have in self improvement or with yourself in that, for that matter. Because, again, as I said, you're living your own life. In many ways, you have to guide yourself towards a certain path, right? Because it's always said that, oh, you have to live your own life and whatever. But the people that tell you that try to make you live the life that they live as well, which means that you're not going to live the life that you want. Okay? Not everybody is an entrepreneur. Not everyone is a businessman, okay? Some people want a simpler life. Some people want careers. Some people genuinely enjoy 9 to 5 jobs, freelancing or any other stuff, being on the farm and, working in the field and waiting for crops for 6 months to get food, right? Everybody has their own needs. And the problem with this sphere is that everybody is trying to sell you a certain life, a certain path that will guarantee that you're gonna live wealthy. And I'm gonna say directly, it's simply not true. Okay? you, the person that's watching this, in my, I can speculate, you're probably a grown person. You should be able to think for yourself. You should be able to analyze and realize what your needs are, what your immediate goal is, what your medium term and long term goals are, and live according to that, and not some kind of path that somebody else suggests you to live. Because if you're going to take other people's advice when it comes to what kind of self-improvement you should do, what path should you take to make most money and whatever, it's like you're just going to end up living their life. And that's what I'm saying, that you are too dependent on that self-improvement content, because you identify your self-improvement and genuine progress that you make to the content that you watch, and or having that feeling validated through some kind of creator, which I don't know if that's the good way to live, right? It's a very fresh idea, like the idea that I'm speaking about in this video. It's a very fresh idea. I've been thinking about it for some time, for a couple weeks, and it kind of made me change a course in my self-improvement just a little bit, simply because I realized that what I was doing, the habits that I was doing, why I was doing them, and how I was doing them as well, were very influenced by the content that I watched, the people that I watched, and why they did what they did. And I was like, well, I'm not them. I'm not Andrew Huberman. I'm not Jordan Peterson. I'm not anyone else, right? I can implement their good, healthy stuff and mindsets as well, but I'm finding a different path and different vision for my life than what they gave me, right? And I think that's something that, when being on the self-improvement journey, we have to be careful of, which is you cannot allow yourself to be swallowed by other people's visions, because then you're not going to end up living your life, right? You're going to live a life that somebody else created for you. To be the devil's advocate, at the beginning, when you're lost and you don't know what you want to do, Jordan Peterson's advice in this case comes very handy. Aim at something, okay, anything, and then as you walk towards it, slowly start directing your path, like where you're going, right? Because you're gonna figure out where you want to be in the end. And sometimes having that kind of presets, let's call them presets, of life choices given to you is a good foundation to create the life that you want to live, right? So it's kind of double-sided sword, right? Double-edged sword, yeah. Where you have this kind of need that you want to live your own life, but at the same time, there are some presets given to you by your culture or your religion, or by the content that you watch, the people you are influenced by, to live a certain life. And as you travel along this path, you start to realize maybe this isn't for you, and you start adjusting and directing towards a path that is more aligned with you, with your morals, with your goals and aspirations. Okay, so the moral of this lesson, at least for me, the experience and realization that I've had lately, is that we need to start guiding ourselves into the world, right? Because being dependent on self-improvement for your guidance into the world, or online influencers into the world, is a very, how should I say, it's a very unstable way to live your life. Because you are the one that dictates your life. You are the one that dictates what choices you make. You are the one that dictates, what what choices you'll make in your life that will have sometimes permanent consequences. Okay, so you have to be very careful, and taking advice from people that don't know the context and specifics of your situation and your life, you have to think twice about it. Okay, be careful. Just guide yourself. Okay, hold your own hand into your life, because nobody's gonna do that for you. Nobody's gonna walk your path. Nobody will, guarantee a perfect life unless you work for it. You have to do the work. You have to do the struggling. You have to be the one that overcomes the obstacles that is put in front of you. Okay? If you screw something up, you are the one that needs to fix it. Okay? People talk about masculinity. Okay, and I'm probably not the best person to be giving that advice, admittedly. But having this influence from online masculinity, well, quote unquote online masculinity influencers, which are by no means no men, they're not men at all in my eyes, okay, or by any cultural standard. Seek advice from them is like, I don't know, one of the things you should know definitely about masculinity is that you have to be self-sufficient. You have to be independent, and you have to take responsibility for your own actions. It's like you screw something up, you gotta fix it. Be responsible for it. Be responsible for yourself. Be responsible first and foremost for your loved ones, okay? That's something that most masculinity YouTubers won't tell you, but it's true. One of your functions, one of your roles as a person that wants to be a man is that you need to be taking care of people that you love, that you care for. Friends, family, loved one, partner, wife, children, etc. Not what Bugatti you should buy, or what watch should you wear, or which glasses should you... No, that's not masculinity, okay? How many you should fuck, that's not masculinity. A lot of people are indoctrinated into that idea of what you should be, a man. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You are being led by some other person that tries to cash in on you, okay? He's not trying to make you masculine. He's trying to make you feel like you are masculine without actually making you masculine, and he's making money off of you. And you're trying to live the same life that they live, which means you are not the man that you want to be. Simple. You're living a fake life. That's what I'm talking about in this video the whole time. You should be careful what advice you take, double think, and guide yourself into your life, okay? Because it's your life. Nobody's gonna do the hand-holding for you besides yourself. And that's one of the ways we grow up. That's one of the ways we learn that, well, there's nobody gonna help me in this life, is there? Well, I might as well take care of myself then, I might as well guide myself and make decisions that I make. And if you screw up, well, at least you know it's your fault and you can fix it, okay? Oh, one of the songs comes to my mind, My Way by Frank Sinatra. And the words in that song ring very true, okay? How he speaks about, how much he struggled, how much fun he had, how much he cried, etc. But every verse ends with, I did it my way. And I think we should take a lesson from Frank Sinatra in this case, which is like, look, you have to live your life on your own terms. You fuck up, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna make bad life choices, you're gonna make good life choices. At the end of the day, you did it your way, okay? I did it my way, and you did it your way. And the way Frank Sinatra says it is very comforting, that at least I did it my way. He lived his own life, and that's what the song is about. And that's what we should be aspiring. I think that's what everybody should be aspiring for. right? That's about it. That's the lesson that I wanted to share with you today. It's something that I'm taking my time to grasp with personally, because I have been pretty dependent on like hand holding and guiding, not only by concept but in life as well. And to be coming out of that kind of phase where you are essentially all out for yourself, it's definitely challenging. So the earlier you start doing it, the better. That's about it for today. If you want to order my private service, there's going to be a link down in the description. For now, I'll see you later. Peace.